Welcome to episode 37 of the Be Unfiltered podcast. I'm your host, Brittany, here with my co host.
Ivy.
And I don't even have to ask what's new with you because new hair, who
No,
this?
no hair who this. Period.
It's cute. I thought you wasn't going
Thank
to color it
you.
no more.
I wasn't, but you know me, I get bored with my hair
I was
easily. So
going to
I was just
say,
like,
you say it every time. Every
I know
time you ask
every
me,
time. I know. And then the girl who did my
so
hair,
good.
she was like, if you ever want to color your hair, she said, do not put black in your hair. Like, you put black in your hair, like, when you're done
Yeah.
coloring it. And I was like, I know. I said, but I thought I was done
Was
coloring
done.
it. I said, then I just got bored. It's like, you know what? I want to color my hair. So
I'm about to do my jet black. I know I'm not coloring it because I look, when I said the last time I wasn't
right.
coloring again, I meant that shit. Like I'm done. But yeah, it looks really really good though. So what was your
Thank
inspiration?
you.
Like, did you just tell her to do whatever, or what were you?
Yeah, so she had done like this color on this wig or whatever, and I
Mhm.
saw it and I was like, oh my god, like I love that color.
Mhm.
The wig had a little bit more orangish tint to it in the front.
Uh-huh.
But you know, I didn't want to over process my hair because it already took a lot to get to the blonde since I had the
Yeah,
black in it
you are
initially.
brave because, girl, to lift that black off your hair.
I
Oh my god!
know, I
But you use
know.
Olaplex and all that stuff, so hopefully
Yeah, I
you'll be
do.
good.
So I should be good. And
Yeah, I
then
hope so.
like she's a really good hairstylist, so you know I'll see her on the regular to keep it healthy and maintained. So
That's good. It don't matter how good the stylist is. My hair just it cannot take it like at all. Like
yeah,
just falls
I know I'm
out
gonna
every
have to
time.
like really do like my protein
Teen
treatments and
treatments
deep
and stuff.
conditioning. Like I'm gonna have to do all of that. Like I'm gonna have to get serious because that's what like messes me up every time I get lazy and like I don't do nothing like
See,
that I'm
I do
supposed
all
to
of that.
do.
I do all of that. I
And
go to
I
the
was like, I
stylist
be
and
regretting
I just go bald every time. Every time it just fall. I mean, I
Your
remember
hair
the
just
last time
different.
it does not. My hair does not take color like at all, and it's like I'm just accepted it. I'm 34 years old at this point. I know better. It's like
Yeah.
it'll start just little pieces breaking off, and it'll just be covering my shirt blonde, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, mm. So
Right.
yeah, ever since I left it alone, I've been out here flourishing. So I'm like, I'm gonna just leave it alone and let it do what it
Yeah.
has to do. But it's super cute. I like that. So who was your
Thank you.
stylist?
Her name's Danny. So she's out here in Atlanta. So
Okay.
I got her to do it. She
It's
had done my
really.
hair like a while back, just doing like a silk press or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked her, like her energy and everything. So I was just like, okay. And then when I saw like, I was just looking like I was like, I want color. And then I saw the color that she did on the wig. I was like, well,
Mm-hmm.
shit, she did this. I might as well get her to do the color too. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, she's really dope
What is the
though.
back? Is it like a deep red, purplish? Like what is it? Like a.
It's like it's I don't know. It's like
It's giving me
a
peanut butter and jelly, like peanut
I
butter at the
know
top and
that's what I
jelly in the
think
back.
of. Like when I
Yeah,
look
it's
at
really
it,
pretty.
it's like
Yeah.
a reddish, like brownish. Like it's like I don't
Okay.
know.
Because it
It's
even gives me like deep purple, like not like a bright purple, but like a deep, like you know what
right.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
I can see what you're saying, like a purplish brown. Yeah. I see what you're
Yeah.
saying. I've only seen the pictures you posted, but
Yeah.
yeah, it looks really
And
really
it's
cute.
like right now it don't. It just looks like blonde and probably like brown or whatever. But like
Hmm.
when I'm out in the light and in the sun, like you
You
can
can
really
really
see the other
see.
color. And I'm like, I had looked at it the other day. I was like, this is giving me like peanut butter jelly vibes.
It's cute. It's cute. I really like it. You are
Yeah.
brave. If I was brave, I would do it too. I have all these like I've been wanting to do like ombre or what is it, balayage, I think they call
Balayage.
it. I've been wanting to do that for so long, and I'm like, nope. I won't even do that to my weave. That's how I'm not playing. Like I don't even want to dye my weave. So like I haven't, but so that's what's new with you, right? Like anything
Yeah.
else? I
No,
don't.
that's it for right now.
I got a lot of new stuff with me, but y'all gotta hang on because I'm trying to get through the new stuff first and then I can share it with y'all. So
Right.
I have a lot of new stuff to share with y'all, but just give me until hopefully the
Yeah, a
next episode or the episode after that.
lot.
Right. I got a whole lot. So hopefully I'll be able to share some of the stuff I have going on with y'all soon. But since we're on the topic of hair, let's get into the social buzz segment. We were just talking about hair, and I think this is a
hmm
perfect segue into that. I've been seeing so much online lately about women saying like, okay, so let's back up a little bit. We know both of us, neither one of us have relaxers in our hair. I think we both
Right.
have been natural for a long time. I know for me, it's been like over 10 years or
Yeah.
whatever. And so I don't even remember ever like officially I'm stopping getting relaxers. I just stopped because I was realizing that my flat iron was able to get my hair straight
hmm
enough without like the relaxers. And then I met a friend and she was like, yeah, I don't get relaxers. And I was just like, oh, is that a thing? So then I guess I realized it was a thing.
hmm
And then probably a year after that, Team Natural came about, and they are akin to Team Vegan in the cultism and in the elitism
Yeah.
that they represent in my mind. And so I never claimed Team Natural because I wear my hair straight 99% of the time. But Team Natural, I guess I'll let you explain. What is Team Natural? How do you define Team Natural?
I think Team Natural, or just being natural in general, is just wearing your hair in its natural state.
Mm-hmm.
Like whatever that is.
Right.
That's Team Natural to me. Like,
So I'll say that for the super elitist ones, it's very much like, only doing your hair the way it grows out of your head. So you don't straighten your hair, you don't put any not any chemicals, but you don't put any straightening chemicals on your hair. You pretty much wear your natural curls, whatever that curl pattern may be. You do natural styles that, are protective or typically akin to the natural texture of your curls. So maybe you don't wear your wash and go, but you wear a twist out or a braid out or something like that. Or you'll do like finger coils or whatever. So for me, I have always been a little bit turned off by the true hardcore hashtag Team Natural crew, because they go hard. They're like, you don't straighten your hair, you don't blah, blah, blah. So I've never been, claimed that set ever, but I have been natural. You have been natural. And you know me. I hate this shit. I don't like it. Like, I do it because my hair is healthy, but I will put a relax. How many times have I told you over the last 10 years, I'm about to put a relax on my head? And I haven't done it, but I have been so close because it is just a lot. Like right now.
You remember we used to just put the relaxer around the edges, around the
So
perimeter?
yeah, let's tell the folks. Let's tell the folks. Let's keep it real with y'all. So yes, we have been natural for 10 years, but we did used to just perm these edges, like just around here.
Before
I was
like edge control became a thing, before we knew how like
not
lay
just
edges.
I've been doing it even when edge control was a thing. I just stopped in 2019. And the only reason I stopped in 2019 was because I was only getting them every so often, because remember I told you like this one side of my edges would never lay down. And you're like, well, maybe the relaxer is causing it to do the opposite of what you thought. And I was like, I don't think so, but let me just leave it alone. And then I think I got my last one, like, I don't know, my last edge relaxer, I guess you could say. I processed my edges. I didn't even do the back. I don't even do the back. I just do the front. And I had did it probably the last time, I say August, September 2019. And then COVID hit. And I only was doing it like twice a year. Then COVID hit. And I was like, I'm not about to put no perm on my edges just to be sitting in the house. Yeah. So I have not done it since. So I guess I'm coming up on maybe 2 years of no processed edges. My edges are still the same, just so we're clear. It wasn't a relaxer. These edges are just, they are no limit. These edges are no limit soldiers. No, they're not. These things are no limit. It is worse. I want to go back and perm them. I swear, it's worse. It is worse. Like today, all I did was I was moving around a couple of things and my edges poofed out. And I was like, the fuck? Like, it's not better than what they used to be. They are no limit soldiers. They are about it, and they will see anybody anywhere because they do not care. Okay? So my edges are disrespectful. Okay? So I've always kept my hair just unpermed or whatever because it never needed it. However, a girl that I follow on Instagram who has really pretty hair. She's African. She's a really pretty girl. She has a really pretty hair. I seen her like, fuck Team Natural. I'm going back to a relaxer. And I was like, well, if she can do it, I can do it too. So I have been like, it's probably been like maybe a year since I saw her do that. It was definitely during the pandemic when she did it. And I was like, I should just do it. I have not done it, but I'd be so tempted. Like right now up in here, it's big, y'all. It's big. It's poofy. And it's like, I'll sit in here, it'll get a little warm in here. And as it gets warm, I'm going to start swelling up. It just gets bigger and bigger. So for me, I am on Team Natural, but I'd be ready to dip my toe back into that little perm pond any day now. Like, I'm not going to do it because I just know how much healthier my hair is, but I'd be ready to be like, God, I don't know. I don't think this is for me. But with that being said, we can both agree that over the last several years, it has become a trend to be natural. Whether you wear your hair straight, whether you wear your hair in just natural curls, whether if you only wear protective style, it's just become a thing, right? However, over the last, I'd say maybe a lot in 2021, I've been seeing a lot of women say, nah, I'm good on Team Natural. Give me the creamy crack, give me the perm, whatever you call it. Growing up, we called it a perm, but you know, a perm is not really what it is. It's a
Right.
relaxer.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we've been all of our like they were just like, yeah, it's been fun, but I got to go back over here. And I've been seeing a lot of stylists saying that like we have to stop saying that women who have relaxed hair don't have healthy hair because that is not always true.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about our friend Brittany. She's always gotten relaxers, and Brittany's hair is really thick, really nice. When Brittany cuts her hair, it goes back quickly. Like she has really pretty hair, but she's never stopped perming her hair, and she has what I would consider very healthy hair. So, yeah, it's possible, but I think everyone's hair is different. So, have you been seeing this trend of girls saying, "Nah, buy Team Natural. I'm going to go over here and get this relaxer," or have you been seeing a lot of people talking about it, or what is your experience kind of been?
No, like today was
Really?
like really my first day hearing about like this was even a thing. Like
Mm-hmm.
because for me, I've never knew that the perms and the relaxers went anywhere. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like it's always been around. Like I know people who still get relaxers, so it was never like
Right.
a thing like, oh, like you get a relaxer. You know, like it was unheard of anymore. So it wasn't so. But today was like the first day, like when you presented the topic, I was like, oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
This is like really a thing? Like people are
Mm-hmm.
really saying this? So, I
Yes.
had to, and then no sooner as you brought it up, I saw it on Instagram, and I was
Okay.
like, okay, but really, like this is really a
Yeah.
thing. So I was surprised to even know that it was like, oh, like Team Relax is making a comeback. I'm like, but where did they
Like,
ever
but where did it
go?
go?
Yeah,
I don't know a lot of people that get relaxers anymore. I'll be honest. I only really know either people that are super older, like 50 plus, and women that
yeah.
have been perming their hair their whole life, essentially, or most of their life, or either like Brittany was like the only person I knew
Mm-hmm.
our age that I was still getting a relaxer. So for me, I didn't know people were. I mean, I knew people were still doing it. I just didn't personally know a lot of people
Yeah,
myself or
personally,
whatever.
yeah.
Nobody in my family gets them, so it's like it's just kind of me for the most part. So, and I know I had stopped getting them. So for me, the funny thing is that my curls were better when I had a relaxer. My curls were better in college. Like I used to actually wear my curls. I don't know if you remember, but like
Yeah, I
I have to,
don't.
I have to bring some pictures up. I'm gonna bring some up.
I think
I
I
can bring.
remember. No, I take that back. I think I remember a couple of times you
Yeah, I used to
did.
actually wear my curls in
Yeah, because
college.
I
Remember,
think we had went to
I
a
had.
skate party, and I think you
Yep,
had
I
like
wore them
the
to that
little
skate party. I had them. I wore
ponytail.
them to homecoming one year. I had dyed my hair ghetto ass red. I put a red rinse in my
I
hair.
remember that, but it was. But I don't. I thought you had like rod curls or something. I didn't know it was your natural curl.
That was my
Okay.
natural curls. I didn't have no rod curls. That was just my natural curls. So, yeah, my curls were better. You know who really got me to start kind of embracing my curls back then was Gina. She was just like, you should
Yeah.
start trying to wear your curls, and I was like, bitch, I don't got no curls. And then I was like, oh, I do. These are curls. I guess I didn't know. So they're not like they were just to me. They were better. They were easier to work with. I ain't need as much products. I don't know nothing about these curls I have today. Nothing. I don't know what tames them. I don't know what define. I don't know anything. Me and those curls, we don't even know each other. All I do is blow dry them out. Bye. See you next time. Because I don't know anything about them, like how to do that or whatever. So for me, that's why I've been wavering the line because it's like I don't use do the benefit of having the natural curls. I don't ever wear them. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, is it really any point? And like now that I know what I know about my hair as an adult, you know, when you're younger, especially with me and my mom not having the same type of hair as me, I'm going by whatever my hairdresser at the time says. Back then, they were still using the Marcel curlers on our hair and
Mm-hmm.
putting it into the thing, you know. So hair care was different. So now I know how to take care of my hair myself. I'm like, maybe I could go get a perm and be okay, but I'm so scared because I'm like, there I go again, putting a chemical in my hair. You know me, to start just falling off. So I was like, let me not. But I saw a lot of girls saying like one was like, because apparently it's a thing on TikTok, and one was saying that like, you know, she felt like it was too time consuming to do the natural hair thing. Like it's just I don't have the time. And it's not even that I don't have the time, I don't have the patience. Like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
you got your regimen down. I don't have no regimen. I always be like, well, what do you do? Then I ask somebody what products they use, and I use the products and shit don't turn out right. So I'd be like, okay. And then everybody's like, it's trial and error. You got to try worse
It
for your hair.
is.
I
It
don't
really
have now
is.
that I do not have time for. I'm going to tell you now. I do not have time to be figuring out what works. I don't. But now that I'm about to be working from home all the time, and I know I don't ever have to go into the office, I probably can get away with it now because I can, like, if I'm having a bad hair day, like I can throw on, like I could pull it back in a little, ponytail or a bun or something, and they don't have to know what's going on back here. Where when you got to go to work, like they gonna see all of it. So
Right.
I might try. I mean, I might give it another go, but I don't have the patience for it. But it's interesting to see that it's becoming acceptable again because
And I think
for a
that's like
while.
most of what women are saying, like as to why they're going back to team relax or whatever. Because it's like they don't have the time or the patience to figure it out, and
Mm-mm.
it's like even like I'll find something that works, but it don't only work for a couple of times, and then it's
And
like,
then it's
damn, I
like it's
can't get it back. So it's like, okay, let me try something else. So it really
mm-hmm.
is trial and error,
See, I don't
trying
have
to
that
figure out
time.
something that's consistent, like that you
It's
can like, okay,
expensive
I can depend
too.
on. It is. It's very expensive.
Those
Like
products are not
I
cheap.
spend so much money on like hair care products, it's
Me too.
ridiculous, and they end
Me
up
too.
throwing half of them away.
Yep. I
Like
just did a
I need to go
purge.
through mine now and just throw stuff
Yeah.
out because it's like, okay, like I use it, it worked for a little bit, it don't work no more. Let me throw it
Yeah, I
out.
just did a purge. I was like, whatever. I was like, I can't be worried about this anymore. So I did a purge like just recently.
Yeah.
I had so much stuff, and I said I should have sent a picture to some of my curly hair wearing friends to just see because I could mail them the products and stuff because it's better than it just going in the trash. But I was like, I'm just ready to get rid of this stuff, so I threw it
Yeah.
away. But I think it's good to see that Team Natural cult that they were kind of creating is kind of dying down because for a moment, child, they was telling us if you wear your hair straight, you want to be European and you're going by. Yeah, shut the hell up. I'm wearing my hair straight because it's how I like to wear my hair. But also, if I can make one more plug for Team Relaxer, and I promise I'm not going back to Team Relaxer, even though I sound like I am, this workout regimen and your
I was
natural
gonna
hair,
say, yeah.
there's no, there's, I have not
That
worked,
would be the motivating factor for me.
and that's
And
where I'm at with it.
and like I get tired of it because it's like every time
Yep.
I work out, my roots
Roots
crinkle
are
up.
poofed up.
Like
That's where mine are at.
my
It's like,
hair
and
is
then
just
it
ridiculous, and
doesn't
it's just
go back
like,
to the same. Again, it doesn't fall the same. Like right now, it's
no,
poofed up, so it's like it's not falling the exact same way that it would, normally. So I'm like, yeah. So
right.
I'll be honest with you. That's my biggest thing. I have not worked out since I took my braids out because I was just like,
It's yeah.
I can't. So it's been like, I think today makes 4 weeks since I worked out, and I said I was going to keep my braids out for 4 weeks, and now I need to find some way to get these braids back in my head, but I didn't
Right.
make an appointment, so I don't have any way.
And
But
that gets expensive too, you
I was gonna
know.
say, and then the girl that I'm going to, she's on, the girl that you put me on to, she's
Mm-hmm.
on the cheaper side, but I get mine refreshed every 4 weeks, and I only keep them in for 6 to 7 weeks. So we're talking about in a matter of a month, I'm easily spending about $300 on my hair, and it's like, well, no, I'm sorry, I think she's about 180. So I'm thinking
Mm-hmm.
maybe about 250 is what I spend on my hair to do the initial braiding, the length that I like, and then to get the refresh done is about
Yeah.
I say about 250. So that's kind of a lot of money to spend on your hair in like 4 weeks or six
Yeah.
weeks. So yeah, I was just curious, kind of what you thought about that because I have been kind of on our timeline lately. But this next topic, I had to ask you as a mom, how are you feeling about this? I haven't been a huge proponent of homeschool ever because
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I don't have the patience. I don't have the wherewithal to be fussing with my child all the time, even though I don't have a child, but I imagine it's probably not easy.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to know, but after hearing this, I'm like, private school or either having my child at home with me is probably going to be the way that we're going because this world is tripping.
Mm-hmm.
So, their Senate recently passed a bill to remove MLK, Native American history from the curriculum. And in addition to removing that, they also included in the bill that the history of white supremacy, including but not limited to the institution of slavery, the eugenics movement, and the Ku Klux Klan, and the ways in which it's morally wrong. So the first time I saw this headline, it was like Texas Senate removes requirement to teach KKK is morally wrong from curriculum. And that's all that I read. And I was just like,
Mm-hmm.
here we freaking go. Then after I did a little bit more research, I found more stuff about it. And then today I saw a headline that was about everything. So
Mm-hmm.
essentially, it sounds like they're removing anything about the plight of African American people in this country from the curriculum. They're
Mm-hmm.
removing slavery. They're removing the civil rights movement. It sounds like they're removing Native American history about how we got this country in the first, how they got this country from them in the first place. all of the things that I guess would be considered, what is the term that they've been using? I cannot recall right now. Racial something that they've been using. But I am not even a little shocked. It's Texas. Let's be honest. It's not really that shocking.
Right.
They're weird, but I am a little shocked that this is happening in 2021 because, like, so what are you teaching then? So I need to go through the history book and figure out what pages are we ripping out, and then what does it look like when you rip those pages out? Like, what are they being taught? Because it seems ridiculous to me. So, as a parent, how are you feeling about this?
It didn't really surprise me and shock me when I read it. I'm like, one, it's Texas. So you like just look at, the state of the world. Like, I'm not shocked by anything that they do anymore.
Right.
But for me, it's like I don't really remember learning anything about those things when I was in school anyway. Like, I learned a lot of it from home and from church and things like that. So I don't really recall like learning, too much where I could actually, be knowledgeable about it from school.
I actually learned all of it. Like I did. I mean, not in the detail of Black history and the detail that I know it now, but all of these topics, as far as MLK, as far as Native Americans, as far now, we didn't get taught that the Native Americans were treated the way they were. We got taught that there was Thanksgiving, that they became one big happy family. That was some bullshit. And we got taught about Christopher Columbus. Now that I do remember getting taught. We didn't get taught the real deal about the Native Americans, and I didn't understand some of that till I got older. But as far as MLK and as far as the Ku Klux Klan and stuff, I remember in history books are actually being photos of like a Ku Klux Klan like rally or whatever, and them teaching about how it was like, what the reasons were for it and all that stuff. So I do remember learning about that stuff. I remember learning about slavery, all of that. So, I mean, I definitely was taught it. I just can't believe that we about to skip over that. Like Milan might not ever learn. I mean, of course you're going to teach her, but if she's in this, like, she might never learn about slavery.
But for me, it's like I've already moved towards homeschooling her.
Mm-hmm.
One, because I do want to be in control of what she learns, because it's like a lot of what you learn in school is not beneficial to you in the real world. So it's like, if I'm able to control what she learns and, and still prepare her for the real world, I can do that. And I would much more prefer to homeschool her than to send her to public school, because one, it's like you don't know exactly what she's being taught in the classroom. And then two, you can't control what other people are teaching their kids. And so it's like, it's learned behavior. So it's like she might see, this kid doing one thing and think it's okay. And it's like, no, we don't do that in our household. So it's like, for me, I've always been, a proponent of homeschooling. But I mean, some people don't have the luxury and liberty to do that, and that's fine. But education still starts at home for me. Like, I feel like, make sure, because you don't, I mean, you see the little assignments they send home, but you're not sitting in the classroom.
You don't know what that classroom got going on.
What your teacher is saying. Like, I think a lot of more parents are becoming privy to it because of the pandemic, because of Zoom and stuff like that, and they're able to, like, y'all, that's what y'all learning in school, so they're able to learn about it that way. But for me, it was just like, wow. So I think, for me, being that they are removing like the requirement to teach it, it's up to the teachers to step up and be like, okay, like, I know it's not a requirement, but I'm still gonna teach it, because that's my moral obligation. Like, that's the ethical thing to do. So I'm hoping more teachers step up. So but I mean, from what I read, it's like they were just removing the requirement. Like, it's not required. It's not a required curriculum, but they can still teach.
Okay, so that's what I was going to ask. So basically, they're saying that. Okay, so this, I guess, is, I need to understand better. So I guess the teachers are given certain required things that they have to teach every school year, and then if they have the ability to fit in other things, they can. But I guess that's not against the rules, like, because think about if they wanted to teach, like, I don't know, just being outlandish, the history of pornography, right? That's clearly not appropriate. That probably would get them in trouble. Is this stuff something that would get them in trouble if they teach it? Like, I'm just curious as to where that line is drawn. Like, at what point?
I think it would. I think if they're able to fit it in, they can teach it. But if they're not able to fit it in, and maybe they skip over something that they are supposed to be teaching, then yeah, they could get in trouble for it. I feel like there's just creative. it is very stupid. But it's like there's creative ways to do it. I mean, and then you think about it, like they don't give you they only give you like what, a month to teach about Black history. So like it's not like
And
you're
that's
learning
not even
about
a
Black
month. It's
history.
like the first 2 weeks of the month, and then they
Right,
gotta
it's not
move
even the whole
on.
month because you
Yeah,
learned
then
about
they
it in
gotta move
February. It's
on.
only
Right.
28 days in February.
And then you gotta move
So
on to the next topic.
you got to move on to the next topic. So it's like they're already not given a lot of time to teach it in in the regular curriculum that they have it set as now. And then it's like, okay, so now these teachers gonna have to get creative if that's what they want to teach. But Texas, they Texas
It's
and
not
Florida is a
surprising.
whole nother planet.
Sometimes I be
are
thinking
y'all even
Georgia.
on Earth?
Sometimes I be thinking Georgia is there too,
Georgia there too.
but not necessarily with like the wild people. More so, well, I don't know, it's being a little wild
the
down
wild
there,
people.
but more so like just the southern ass backwards, stupid mentality of like why, like, you know what I'm saying, just like what is your thought process? And I used to think Virginia was like so southern and so like conservative, and I'm like, kind of like Virginia's politics a little bit better. Yeah. Like it kind of makes a little bit more sense. But yeah, I just wanted to get your opinion on that. I thought that was so stupid, and I'm just like, I don't understand the point of it. But I'd love to hear from some teachers or an administrator. I know we've had a few teachers on the podcast, and I know we've had an administrator. I'd love to hear some feedback from you guys, or just some of your thoughts about this, because I just want to know, at what point do you determine that it is your moral obligation to teach, like Ivy said, what actually truly happened, what this really looks like? Because I'm just trying to think like, well, what the hell are you teaching in American history then? You're going to teach about the Civil War, but you're not going to teach about why we went into a Civil War?
Exactly.
So which I can say?
If you're going to tell the story, you got to tell the whole
South
story.
And the North was mad at each other. But why was they mad at each other?
Picture.
Right. Like, so that's the part where I'm just like, this don't make no sense. But moving on. This topic has been on my mind and on my soul for some time now.
Okay.
I was on YouTube looking up hair tutorials, like hairstyles that I'm never gonna try. It's like a hobby of mine. Look up the hair tutorial, don't never try it. So I'm on YouTube looking up hair tutorials, and I come across a video, and it's called, I'm gonna tell y'all exactly what the video was called. It was called, you know how like it suggests the video, like it has suggested videos. All right, so the suggested video was I don't have pretty privilege, and that sucks. So I click on the title or whatever, and I'm like, what is this? So the girl starts off saying like, I'm not saying I'm not pretty, but like, blah 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 blah. And I was just like, what the fuck is this? I just closed it out. I was like, why did I even click on this? Like, whatever. I think I listened to probably 2-3 minutes of it. I don't remember a lot. I remember she just starts off saying that it's not that I don't think I'm pretty. She's like, I definitely can get glammed up like for my birthday, blah 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 blah, right? So that was like probably like 2-3 weeks ago. So then fast forward to brunch on, was it Saturday brunch with 3 of my friends and a guy friend. And we're talking about preferences when it comes to dating. Like how, I mean, this is a whole nother topic that we don't have to, I'm just going to broach it real quick, y'all. We don't have to go there. But how I do feel like it's okay, and I'm not saying I personally feel this way, but I think Black society thinks it's okay for Black women to have preferences about the men they want to date, but they don't allow Black men to necessarily have those same preferences, right? So I can say, oh, you got to be 6 feet tall. Oh, you got to have a beard. You got to do this. You know what I'm saying? I can have all these physical preferences, right? But, or I can say, I like brown skinned men, girl. Like, and you know me, I love me a brown skinned man. So I'm like, I love me a brown man, right? With a beard, bitch. That's my bag. So like, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's, I guess I said I don't have a type, but I don't have a type. I don't have a type. I have an intellectual type. I don't have a physical type, I don't think. But that's
you don't have a physical type.
I don't.
No.
That's my damn problem now. But so but anyhow, so I was like, we can say that as Black women. But then as soon as the guy says that he has a preference, and that preference is a light-skinned woman, then all hell breaks loose and we start talking about colorism. And we rarely ever talk about that colorism when me and you were to say, oh, I prefer light-skinned men, or I don't like light-skinned men. Nobody ever really brings that colorism topic up. But as soon as guys say that, it's, oh, you don't like brown-skinned women, blah, 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 you hating, you hate your mama. And so I get it, because you know me, here's the thing. I'm definitely team date Black women. I don't care what color, what shade they are. Date Black women. That's me. So that's me all day. But I don't get into the colorism thing or whatever, because I feel like, I just try to stay away from that topic. So I was talking to them about that, and in some kind of way the conversation leads to pretty privilege. And I was like, that's not real. And they were like, yes, it is. They're like, so you don't think that you get things from guys treated differently by guys because you're pretty? And I'm like, guys do shit for me because I'm pretty, but it's not a privilege. And they're like, but that's because you don't like, it's like white privilege. You don't know that it's a privilege because it's like you don't know anything different. Like you don't even know that, that there is this other side. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay. They're like, well, if a guy buys you a drink at the bar, you think of it as like, oh, he's buying me a drink because he thinks I'm cute. I'm like, no, he buying me a drink because he's trying to get my number. He's trying to hit, whatever. And they're like, but if you weren't pretty, he probably wouldn't be doing that. And so I was like, okay. So then I was like, all right, I kind of get it. And so I was like, yeah, all right, cool. We didn't talk about it too long. We moved on. We're at brunch. We're drinking mimosas, so everybody kind of lit. So we ain't staying on no topic too long, right? So then I'm scrolling through Instagram today, and I see a title of a blog post from XO Nicole, and it was like this girl, the same girl who had made that video that I told y'all about. She had written a blog post, and it's called "An Honest Conversation." I don't have pretty privilege, and it sucks. And so in the article, she goes on to say that like she knows that she's attractive and she understands that all Black women are beautiful. She was like, but basically she understood very quickly in her I think she said early 20s that she didn't demand a room and didn't get the same attention as some of her other friends did that were more, I guess, mainstream pretty. I don't know how else to define it, so I don't this is not me saying that there's such thing as mainstream pretty, but I guess that's kind of what she was saying, for lack of a better term. And so she said that once she realized that, like, she started avoiding settings where, like, she would be needing to be cute to kind of get that. So, like, she wasn't going to bars and clubs and stuff because she was like, okay, the guys aren't buying me drinks. I'd be the girl standing over there by myself. Nobody's paying attention to me, whatever. And so, got me to thinking. I read her whole article. I kind of understood where she was coming from or whatever. She even goes on to say that, like, she feels like career-wise, there's certain things that she has to do differently because she's not as conventionally attractive as, like, a pretty girl. She even says that for her birthday, she got, like, super bombed, did her makeup. She was looking all good, and she was like, nobody paid attention. Nobody turned their heads in the restaurant. So that's when I started being like, all right, hold on. Now, I'll say this. I say a compliment because I think it's a compliment that I get a lot and that I hear a lot from men is that your attention is very, what's the word? I don't know I'm trying to think what it is. That my energy is very attractive. Like my presence is very, I make my presence known even without me going out. I mean, of course I'm loud and I'm gonna say whatever I want, but even without doing that, even with me being quiet, they say that like when you're quiet in a room and it's a room full of people, your energy can change the whole room around. Like if you're down, your energy can kind of make the whole room go down. If you're up, your energy can kind of make the whole room go up. So I've always taken that as like a compliment. Like, oh wow, I have this kind of energy that's infectious. That's the word. I have like infectious energy. And I've always taken that as a compliment. To me, so I've never paid attention to what happens when I walk into a room. I don't fucking know. I don't care. I don't care if you don't look. I don't give a damn. Now, we do know sometimes you walk into a room like, bitch, I know I look good. But you don't even check to see if people are looking. So you just be like, I look good. I feel good. But sis was like, she was paying attention to see if people were watching in the room. And that's why I wondered, like, okay, is this a real thing? So I want to go into this a little bit more with you. And it sucks because, I mean, you're pretty. I'm pretty. We joke a lot. We joke a whole lot about this topic. But one thing about it is, baby, you can't never call me the ugly ex-girlfriend. You can't never call me the ugly side chick. You can't call me the ugly nothing, my nigga. It's popping over here in all the ways, right? I'm not being conceited. It's just that, I am confident in myself in that way. I mean, there are things about myself I want to change, right? Like whatever. But I'm like, overall, I feel good about myself. And it don't have nothing to do with me trying to like get niggas to look at me. I just feel good about myself. You're beautiful. I think I'm beautiful. Like, I know that this is probably not the topic for us to be necessarily talking about. So they might drag us for this.
Right.
But Ivy, is this a real thing?
I will say it is. Because, and I say this because I'm just thinking about, so think about when we went to Miami and we were trying to get into the clubs. Like, they were legitimately picking pretty women to let into the club.
You were,
like,
you're
if you did not look the part, like, you weren't getting in.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So my mind immediately, so I read the article And so my mind immediately went to that. It's like society has made pretty a privilege. Like they've made this a thing. Because I'm just thinking like, okay, because she was talking about like, you know, going to the bar and dudes buying drinks and, you know, dudes never bought her a drink or whatever the case may be.
I
And
don't even know if I believe that because I done seen some ugly bitches get drinks at the bar.
exactly.
I don't even believe you, but all right, sis.
I think she was reaching a little bit.
I think she was.
I don't know her
Niggas
personal
will hump
experience.
anything.
Girl,
Niggas will
a
hump
nigga was like,
anything.
yes. And
Anything.
Like, I've gone to the bar plenty of times and a guy
and
hasn't
don't nobody
bought me
offer
a
me
drink.
no drinks. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't be, and I don't know.
And that's okay.
Maybe for her it's a thing. Maybe because if it truly has never happened, I guess for us we don't care because it's happened to us so many times that if it doesn't happen, it's for first off, I buy my own drink. If it means that you're not gonna be in my damn face
exactly.
the whole
if I
night,
giving you my number,
then I'm good.
Then
like
I'm good.
I'll spend my
$13,
$15 on my own cocktail. Thank you very much.
Right. And we also don't go to clubs and bars and places like this looking
anymore.
for a man to buy us a drink.
Yeah, and we don't even go anymore.
We don't
like
even
that,
do
so
that
we don't,
anymore.
Yeah.
But even if we did, it's like we're not going like, okay, let's see how many dudes we can get to buy us a drink. That's not even the type of time we on. We're not even in there really like, oh, like we see a dude coming like, oh shit,
right? Like what he wants.
Know, like
this is no lie to you. I literally like when I was down in South Carolina. Was this? I don't remember. One of these damn trips I've been on this summer. I don't fucking know. I was somewhere, y'all, and I was at a bar, with Justin. This guy approaches me, asks me to buy. He's like, whatever you're buying, I'm gonna pay for it. And I was like, okay. Well, I was coming to buy me and my boo drinks, so I bought me and him drinks, and I thank you for your services, and I walked the fuck off. Like for me, it's like maybe that is a privilege because maybe an ugly girl cannot get a nigga. And he was like, are one of these for me? And I was like, no. And he was like, well, who are they for? I'm like, the person that I'm with. And I just walked off because it's like, you said whatever I was getting you was paid for. Right. So maybe that's what she's talking about, like stuff like that. But for her to say that, like, job wise, or I don't like that because I don't know. See, we can't talk about this. I feel like we're not qualified. And I mean, I can't be like, hey, who's our ugly friends that can talk about it? Who wants to think that, well, is there anyone out there
who feels
that feels this way? Because if you do, I would love to have a conversation with you, and I would love to bring you on here to talk about it because I personally, I don't, even some of the most unattractive people that I know, I still find them to be attractive in a certain moment. Mm-hmm. You know who I think is an unattractive woman that I still find like that she's cute sometimes? Tiny.
Yeah.
Like she did not used to be this way. Tiny used to be beautiful before all of the stuff.
All the
to me, in general, Tiny is not an attractive woman. But I feel like she has her days and her moments too. So I mean, and she got T.I. T.I. one of the finest damn men in all of Atlanta, Georgia. So it's like, something. Yes. So that says something, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, yeah, that matters, but it's not the end all be all. Like we know some, not as, I don't want to say ugly, we know some
unattractive,
challenged facially women,
facially challenged
that have niggas and they get men. And I've had some where I mean, this may sound a little shady. I've maybe been the first option, but like I've turned them down and they've went on to someone else, and I'm like, what? Right. So it's like, it's not like we're not getting the same dudes. It just depends. Right. Yeah, it just depends on if they make the stop at me or you or somebody like us first, and then if we turn them down, they're still paying attention to y'all. It's just that they have a preference over, or for whatever reason. And for us, if it's prettier or whatever, but like, there's definitely something to be said that like, I know this girl don't even look bad, y'all, by the way. She's like a regular black girl. I think she's cute to me, actually. Let me see if I can show y'all her. But she's cute. Like, I know some people more facially challenged than her and
pulling fine ass niggas. Like, bitch, where?
How? Getting rings, like all of this. So I'm just saying, like, I also
think like her insecurities are just like seeping through her. Like, a person can tell when you're not fully confident in who you are. So I think like if you're not feeling yourself physically, then you gotta bring it out of somewhere else. From like somewhere, like your energy, your personality, your personality. Like, it has to be, a lot stronger than how you feel about yourself physically. I mean, because I think like the people who are not as attractive, like there's something beautiful about them, and so
There's
that's
something
what
beautiful
shines
about all of
through.
us.
Yeah,
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 there's
it's something
something
beautiful.
beautiful
Yeah,
about all of
it's
us.
something beautiful about all of us. But I'm just speaking to those, like that are whatever.
I know what you're saying, but it, you know what it
But it's
also
just
kind of reminds
like
me of, you know how
you
like
have
when we,
to. I don't
you
know.
know how like when we be out and we be like, it'll be like a bunch of guys around or something, and I'll be like, bitch, my feet hurt. I don't feel like sitting. I want to sit down at somebody's table. And y'all always be like, Brittany, you be the one to go. And it's like, it's certain people that have certain qualities that stand out, right? I have the gift of gab. I can go to somebody and talk to somebody. So let's say, like, when we're younger, we would be like, for fucking instance, let's talk about that time in love when we were fucking young as shit, right? And we went out and we were hanging out with those
Yeah.
Nationals basketball players. I mean, football, Nationals baseball players, right? Me and Ivy
Mhm.
were in love, Throwback Club, in DC, rest in peace, like one of the best nightclubs ever in the whole world. I don't care what
Yes.
you have to say. That particular night, we were like, girl, like 23, 24. I don't know, but we was wearing like
Yeah.
dressy work looking outfits to the club.
Yeah.
Y'all remember the era when you wore a collar shirt and the pencil skirt and the big belt?
And the
Like we
yes.
and the heels, like it was that era, right? And so I remember this particular night, we was in love. We had came there, we was up to visit Mimi,
Mm-hmm.
and we were staying like in Northern Virginia. And we went out to Love or whatever. And of course, like we're young and we're broke. Like we don't have money like that. So we don't have a table or whatever. So at that time, it was always just like, okay, we always knew, okay, this, our pretty privilege might be showing. All right. So we always
I was
knew,
gonna say
we
this
always
is not a good
knew
story to tell. Never mind.
okay, so
Never
we
mind.
knew this. Okay, Ivy, we're proving this girl's point. We knew that guys are like, we're not going to be standing out that long. Like, I mean, max an hour. Like, niggas is going to let us in their section.
Yeah.
And we didn't go looking for it. We wasn't pressed about it. If it happened, it happened. But it was like one of those things where it happened. Like, it's just what it was. But that particular night, I remember you, like, Ivy's not the most outspoken. Ivy don't really bother people. I don't bother with people either, but like if I can fake it. Ivy don't
Right.
really.
No, I'm
Like
not faking.
once we're around them and she warms up to them, she can fake it a little bit more, but just off the jump, no. So Ivy was like, go over there, like talk to them or something. And I don't even know what the fuck I said, but somehow I don't even know if I talked to them. I think we stood near them.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, we did.
then
And then the security guy
and
was
security guy pulled
like,
us over there, and then you're like, all right, well, go talk to them and stuff. So I'm in there trying to make conversation. And Ivy's just in there like, I'm just in here for the free drinks and the seat. And I'm making conversation, and we had a blast. We fumbled a bag that night, bitch.
yeah,
Baseball players do not have a salary cap, okay? Yet again, my ass being in a relationship that didn't even end up working out, and I could have been a whole baseball wife right now. But
bitch, I
okay,
was single. So what was I thinking?
I don't know. I don't. You now you really fumbled the bag.
I really
But
fumbled the
you really fumbled the bag. But no, seriously. Like with that being said, I guess. But my point in that was is that I have certain qualities that we kind of that make me beautiful in addition to just my looks. Like I'm a person that I have the ability to kind of talk to people and be that friendly person even when I don't feel like it or whatever it may be, and it kind of just works out. But you also have the ability to be like, okay, I'm gonna take one for the team, it's like I think about the time we went to New York most recently. That was very much two single bitches in the city having a good time, and
Yeah.
like just whatever. So I say that to say that I guess maybe we've kind of proven her right a little bit, but I think she's taking it to an extreme. I don't think it makes me get more opportunities at work, or I don't think at the end of the day, like I'm not getting no like she not getting no niggas or she not getting no attention. I guarantee there's some ugly men, and I mean, and I say that with real, because I won't call women ugly. There's some ugly men. I said what I said.
But you don't
That
come.
I'm not gonna call my beautiful black queens ugly. I'm not gonna do that. You're facially challenged, a little unattractive, but I'm not gonna call you ugly. But you ugly niggas, they're the main ones with the audacity to approach someone. So I know if they have the audacity to approach me or you or whoever, I know they're approaching everybody. I know they are. So you're not gonna sit here and tell me, and ugly men have money too, okay? So they can buy drinks too. So you're not gonna tell me that these ugly men are not out here buying anyone that's giving them an opportunity, a cocktail, anyone that's giving them a phone number. They're doing things for you. I refuse to believe that it's like that. And I do have another maybe pretty privileged story to share. I have a friend that I think she's very beautiful, and this is not me capping or anything. I have a friend, and I'm not going to give too much detail because she doesn't know this story. But I have a friend, and so she's her style is very eclectic. She does not dress like this typical girl our age right now when we go out dresses. She's dope ass personality, like super cool. I think she's really pretty. But just a little different, right? And I mean not different in the personality, like she's a normal person, but like just her style's different, right? And so went out with her one night. Like I went out only because I knew that when I went out I was going to be able to sit at my friend's table or whatever, and whenever I come he's like, whatever, friends, you can chill. And this particular night him and his homeboy were sharing a table, and again, I just want to be clear. She just doesn't look like the typical girl you would have at your section in the club. And let's be honest, there is a look. I don't even look like that much anymore. I don't even do that much
I don't
anymore.
think we
like,
be fitting
yeah,
in
we
at
will
all.
get our own tables. Now we just get our own tables. Like, fuck how I gotta look. Like, I'm not doing that.
Right.
So it's like, with that being said, she was sitting down with me, and his friend comes over and was like, "You can sit, but she got to get up because nah." And I was fucking pissed. So she didn't hear him say it. I was furious. I was like, "What the fuck you mean?" And he was like, "I mean, nah, she can't sit here." And I was like, and I wanted to ask him why, but I knew, and it felt like if he said the exact words, I felt like if he said it, I was gonna fight him in the club. So I just ended up being like, "Girl, let's go, let's leave." And I have not hung around this particular group of friends since then because I'm like, that shit's whack to me. Like, I've been your friend, and this wasn't my friend; it was a friend of my friend, but I haven't been around them because I feel like since that happened, I'm like, if I bring somebody around and I said that they're cool, that's all that matters. She wasn't doing anything. She wasn't causing no drama. She went up in there like pouring herself mad liquor or anything. Right. We got pretty friends that will go to your section and pour your bottles up and like pour your liquor up and act like it's theirs. Is that what y'all prefer, that, or y'all want the cool girl who's not like pressed for, all she really wants to do is sit down? She's not pressed for your liquor. She not even pressed to sit down, honestly, because sometimes her ass don't even wear heels to the club. Because like I said, she's very different in her style. So it's like all she wanted to do was just chill, enjoy the music, have a good time, and like, this is how y'all act. And I just haven't hung out with them since. And it's been like a few years or whatever because of that. And I feel like that's an example of kind of what she's saying, is that like, but this girl looks like she at least tries to be like that conventional, normal, what the most girls look like today is pretty. And what I say by that, I mean the lashes, the hairstyles, the weaves, the baby hairs, all the stuff that girls are doing now. This girl, she still does like her hair and stuff like that, and her still have lashes and stuff, but it's just different. Like, she wears unique styles, she wears unique clothes. She only shops at thrift stores. She doesn't shop at like no regular store. So of course her clothes are just different. But to me, she has more style than. Hell, she got more style than me. She got more style than most people I know, because to be able to do that and it still comes off
to
really
be able to pull
dope.
that off.
She looks really dope.
You have to have a serious level of confidence to even pull that off.
And you gotta have good style, because I can't go no damn thrift store and start shopping for no outfits. I be struggling at the damn mall. So it's like, I felt like that's kind of an example of maybe where she was coming from, where the girl might be right, is that she might be right in that sense, where like, if you don't have that traditional look that they're going for right now, guys are going to kind of shun you a little bit. But for me,
it's like, if you don't have that Instagram model look, then
they don't want to be bothered with you.
Yeah, they don't. And it's like, unless they like personally know you, then it's
and
just
that includes me, because I don't have an Instagram model look.
And me either.
Like,
and that's why I said, like, unless they personally know you, they're not gonna really fuck with you.
Yeah.
You coming up in the club dressed regular, like.
I will say that what we get a lot of when we go out is guys will approach us like, "Here go, let me cash out you $100." And have a good time. It happens a lot.
It happens.
Doesn't it? It happens a lot. Now that, God bless all the niggas that cash up you $100 in the club. Thank you. Like, I'm gonna buy y'all a drink and send you $50. Nigga, 2 drinks is not $50, but God bless your soul. Bless you. Bless it. Now, we do get a lot of that. Now, as far as being invited to tables now, I don't think we even care or whatever. I mean, it still happens for sure, but like the last time we went out together, we had our own little table, so it was like we weren't really pressed about that. And even then, we still had niggas sending us money, like, here go $100, y'all have fun. So it's like, those are the type of things that we experience. And here's the thing about it. I'm gonna tell y'all something about me. I'm not gonna speak for Ivy. Relationship or not, if you want to cash out me $100, Cash App is wide open. So if a man offers me thank you, that's $100 less than my boo has to give me for something.
Exactly.
That's our light bill. Thank you. Exactly. That is my light bill. So right, we appreciate your services. So y'all can say what y'all want to say about me, but I always been that girl. Anytime a nigga's gonna flash cash at me, I'll take all of that.
Exactly.
Thank you. Don't take me to the strip club with you and hand me a wad of cash.
I'm gonna spend your money.
I'm putting it. No. I'm gonna spend a couple of them. The rest is going in my fucking purse. Like a tip for me for hanging out with you. But anyway, just making that clear. I mean, I am that girl, and I won't speak for you, but that's me. So at the end of the day, we're not looking for that, but maybe because we're not looking for that, maybe that is why it kind of happens to us, and maybe because she looks like she's looking like, oh, I hope some man approach me or something. Maybe that's why. I don't know.
And I think that's what it is. It's because like when she said like she walked into the restaurant and like nobody looked at her, but why are you paying attention to whatever?
I wouldn't pay
like these folks in here minding their business.
And my thing is, and that's what I always assumed. I didn't know that people stopped and was like,
yeah, I've never paid attention to that. Like I don't know
people
look at me when
now we do see pretty women that are beautiful, and you'll stop and be like, oh, she's pretty, but I'm not like, oh.
Right, I'm not like my jaw not dropping.
Yeah, if it's Beyonce, she walked past me, maybe, but that's the King B. Like, of course, she's gonna make me turn my head, but I don't know.
And I think she's just giving off like I want attention. Like she's giving off like desperate.
I do think it is. It's like, and she's putting too much into it. Yeah, she's putting too much into it. It's like, sis, you're giving too much credit to these people and to these strangers over like your self-esteem. Like if you think you're beautiful, then just think you're beautiful and keep it at that. Like I don't think that. But I mean, I'm also the type that I also strongly believe, and I don't want to hang around ugly people. I don't like that. So for me, I feel like my circle. What? I don't. What we gonna do? What we got in common?
I mean, it don't matter what you. Funny the way you said it because I agree, but
but I've always been like this. Like I'm not I'm not hanging out with no other people, and I'm not hanging out close. I'm not having a close friend that cannot dress because you're not about to have me out here looking like. No, we just not gonna do it. I don't have if I ask you what you're wearing, it's not because I'm concerned. It's because what are the vibes today? Right, are we doing heels? Are we doing sneakers? Are we doing sandals? Are we doing jeans? I want to know the vibes because I mean it reminds me of back in me and Makita's days. Makita hated for us to look like we were going to two different places when we were going somewhere, and it's kind of always stuck with me, right?
Right. And we always we be looking at groups of friends like, where's she? Why
they going different places?
They're not even going the same place.
So it's definitely a thing. So I don't want to hang out with people that are perceived as ugly. I don't think I do. I don't want to hang out with people that do not have themselves put together. You can call it whatever, superficial or whatever you want. That does not mean, but I mean, the good thing is that I have beautiful, good people in my corner. I don't have just a bunch of pretty women that are airheads and they don't have shit going for themselves. Right. I think I feel my best when I'm around bad bitches. Like I feel like I'm a badder bitch because I got bad bitches around me. Like that's just
me. You're not gonna surround yourself around no broke person, so what's the difference?
We have nothing in common. I don't have anything. I don't care. Even when I was broke, I didn't want to hang around broke people.
Right. I'm gonna hang around therefore
I don't want to hang around that energy. I'm about to say I don't want to be around broke energy. I'm trying to get out of the matrix, not stay here. So, even when I had less, I won't try to be around less. So I think that for me, I get it. I will say, this conversation has definitely made me realize that this is a real thing. But I just challenge women overall. Fuck these niggas. Fuck the public. Love yourself or whatever. Because
y'all really have to get out of this mindset that I don't look good enough for this. I don't look good enough for that because of what you see.
I look good enough for everything. That's my mind.
Exactly. Like, be secure in who you are. Be confident in yourself. Love yourself. And fuck what anybody else got to say because I guarantee nobody give a fuck.
I will say this. I have had pep talks from my two closest male friends, and Hey Kaiser and Hey Ty, over the last week. And, they both, I was kind of down on myself, right? And they're both basically saying, you don't see yourself, the way that you are. Like you consider yourself to be way less than what you are. And I think that's maybe she needs better people around her, because I get in those funks too. Don't get me wrong. I do think I'm popping some days. I'm like, bitch, you're killing it. Other days, which has been a lot, over the past like month, I just been kind of down on myself, right? And so just having my friends remind me, then I'm like, you're my friend and you're supposed to say that. And they're like, but we're men, you're beautiful. Like, you have a good personality. You're beautiful inside and out. And I'm like, okay, if you say so. And they're like, you're really beautiful. And I'm like, y'all have to say that. And they're just like, whatever. But at the end of the day, maybe she needs her friends to hype her. Maybe you need better male friends. I would say, like, my male friends.
She definitely need better friends, period.
Yeah,
because
you do.
It's like, why do you feel like that about yourself? Like, your friends not hyping you up? Like, your friends are.
One thing I'm going to do is hype you the fuck up.
Thank you.
If I'm not going to do nothing else, I'm going to be like, yes.
Exactly.
Like,
yes, and that's bitch, not just I'm going to be all over your comments. Yes.
Not just on Instagram. In real life, I'd be like, you look cute. I'm like, okay, Ivy. Like, all day. I'm all about that. So I just say, just love yourself so that you can give off that you love yourself, and people will receive you probably a little differently, because if, like you said, if people can tell if you ain't feeling yourself, and they're not gonna be feeling you too sometimes. So, and girl, let me tell you something. It is some men out here that's gonna do whatever. They don't care what you look like. So I find it really hard to believe you ain't never had a man buy you a cocktail before, because I didn't see.
Right, girl, you reaching, like, you pushing it at this point.
But is she young though? Because she only like 22, 23. I can't really tell. I can't tell. Like, the article mentions something about when she was that age.
I thought she was speaking of when she was that age. I don't think she's that age now.
Well, girl, by now somebody done bought you a drink.
Up to do. Like,
I was gonna say, because
you haven't lived yet.
No, because if you from college age, I won't even say. Let's say you didn't start drinking until you was 21. From 21 to 34. Girls, you should, assuming you're about my age, somebody should have bought you a cocktail by now. I refuse to believe.
Yeah. And even it's because of the energy that you're putting off.
That you're getting. Maybe
because she also said like she became like like she kind of like shut down and became like defensive. Girl, don't nobody want no defensive. Like, don't no nigga want to approach no defensive woman. Like,
no, and they're not going to approach a defensive.
They don't want to approach someone that's going to be hard to talk to or hard to to communicate with. So.
And you know how I know she might be lying too? Because you know how many men have bought everybody that's with me drinks to try to impress me? Mm-hmm. They don't care what you look like. They're not about to say, not the ugly one though.
Right.
Like, they be like, oh, who you with? I'm by, it's 5 of y'all, 5 or whatever. You know, like, girl, bye. It's like, you're lying. You're fucking lying ass. I'm here mad looking at your YouTube video.
Hang out with us. We'll show you.
Exactly. We'll show you the ropes, bitch. It's not that hard. It's really not. It's really easy. Actually, you can take a few niggas off our hands. Actually, please. Let them bother you and not us.
Exactly.
But, like, that would be a blessing.
Like, no, she right here though.
Right. Like, we don't want any drinks, but you know. Right. So I just had to talk about that real quick, y'all. If anybody feels this way about themselves, you don't even have to, we can keep it anonymous. I would love some feedback. So you can email us, or you can reach out to us in the DM and let us know and give us your feedback if you feel this way. And at least we can share your feedback without sharing your name and like your exact, feelings about it. But I would be interested to know if that's the case. But one thing that you have been talking about a lot is a baecation. You are ready for a baecation.
I'm a baecation, a vacation, a solocation, a momcation.
You're just trying to go out. Like, you just want to get out of the house. Right. Just want vacation at the end.
Exactly.
But with that being said, the Baecation has become this coveted, like, I've been doing vacations for a long time. I mean, I've been going out the country with a significant other. I think the first time I ever did it was in 2010. So I've been doing, 2010 was the first time I went out. 2008. Sorry. First time I ever went out the country, went to Mexico with my ex-husband, 2008 or whatever. So I've been going out the country. I've only been out the country with 2 guys, so I can't say like I'm super used to all these different. I have been on a lot of vacations, put it that way, but with 2 people, right? So I've been going to vacations for a long time before they were ever called vacations. To me personally, it is like one of the dopest things ever. You and your boo, you get to travel, you get to have a good time.
Right.
You're enjoying life, right? And you're out of the country. You're at the beach. All good vibes. Or not even at the beach. You can be wherever. Like, I've gone to Europe before on a vacation. But how soon is it? It's too soon to take a vacation. Like, how long do you have to date before y'all do that? And I want to know what you have to say, because I think my answer might be interesting.
I might not be the right person to ask this question because I went on, like, so the guy I'm talking to now, dating now, um, we went on our first vacation within like the first month of us meeting and talking and stuff like that. So for me, it's like whenever you feel comfortable being around that person, being out of your normal habitat, whenever you're at that comfort level where you like, okay, like I can go out of town with this person for a few days and not be worried about my safety or things like that. Like, I mean, so for me it's just about based on your comfort level. When are you comfortable with this person to be alone, to actually go out of town, away from your friends and loved ones, that someone can't like just reach you in an instant or whatever.
Right.
So, but for me, it's like I went within the first month. So,
Okay, so you feel like it's about comfort level between you and so it's not like a date time period. It's more like a comfort.
Yeah, I don't
like
think it's a date because I mean,
rapport.
I'm at the point in my life where I'm not putting date on anything. Life is too short. I'm not putting a date on it. If I want to do it, I'm gonna do it. That's kind of where I'm with it. As long as I feel comfortable and I feel safe doing it, then that's what it is. Like, I'm not gonna put a date and say like, oh no, we gotta wait, 3 months until we can go on a vacation or something like that. No, I'm not doing that. Like,
so I'm much more
scary
than you.
You want to go to town? Okay, I'm going. Cool.
So I'm much more scary than you. I love the thought of that, but I'm definitely probably not doing that. For one, for me, and I'm not speaking about your situations. I don't know. I'm speaking solely about me. If we haven't humped, I'm not going anywhere with you. Because I don't want you to think because you took me on a fucking vacation that you're gonna.
We had already humped, so I mean.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So, yeah. But for me, that's the first. That's the first rule. Is that like if we haven't,
the first time we go hump.
I don't know that.
You don't care.
So then it's the first night, and then I hate it, and then now what? I'm stuck with you for 5 days. Fuck no, I can't go home. I can't text you, Ivy. This shit, no. That's not the. That's just me. I can't do.
Well, I think you just have to build that intimacy first.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
And then, like, once that intimacy is built, like, that connection is there. So it's like,
because you can still connect with somebody, it can still be whack. I'm not doing it. I'm not. So if I have not had actual sex with someone, or we have not established that there is no sex being had, no, never mind. I take that back. If I have not had sex with someone, not going on a vacation. No thanks. You're not getting me out of the country. And then I've heard some crazy ass stories from my friends who have went on trips with niggas, and they've been like, all right, so when's the fucking happening? And like they was like, I'm just here for the free trip. And I've been like, one nigga left my friend. One of them like locked her out the room. She couldn't get back in the room because it was his name on the hotel, and he had them change the lock. She was locked out in another country, had to get a room. Luckily, she had like a credit card to be able to do it. Nope, not doing it. So that's just me. That's my first one.
But see, that's why I said like you have to be comfortable. Like clearly they weren't comfortable. They were just going for a free trip. Like
no,
they didn't
she was. She had been hanging with this dude in their town. I think it was Charlotte. She had been hanging with him in Charlotte. So why did she feel like
she couldn't?
She didn't want
go
to
there with that person. I mean, I'm not saying like she had to, but she didn't want to. She was like, she was
at a point where she just wasn't having sex with nobody. She's like, I'm just not doing it. She was like, don't think like he took her on a cruise or whatever. And basically, like, I guess she's like, we ain't had sex there. She told him like, don't think this trip is just for sex. And he's like, he didn't. And then she got there and he acted like, like, oh, but you knew what time it was. That's one example. But my thing is that I feel like I don't care if you pay what the fuck you pay for it. I don't owe you shit. Kiss, sex, nothing. I don't cuddling. I don't owe you nothing. So that's me. So for me, just to avoid the awkwardness of it, I'm not going. Like if we have not went there, I'm not going. If I meet you while we're there and I got my own thing going, you got your own thing going on, and we decide to make it a meet together and make it a vacation, a little vacation fling or whatever, that's something different. But as far as that, I'm not going to do it. And I say that because I have literally been invited on countless, and I truly mean countless vacations by men. And I have turned them down, even, though I was single. I mean, as recently as like 2019, the end of 2019, I got invited on 2. One, this guy invited me on a cruise. talked to him for a couple of weeks, like, oh, just come with me. You know, I'm going to Jamaica. It was this really cute, like, cool reggae cruise or whatever. Like, just come with me. It's in a couple of weeks. I have this extra, like, I have an extra spot in my room. All I got to do is pay for you to come. And I was like, no. And you know how much I love to travel, bitch. I was like, no, because I don't know that I want to go there. Like, I don't know that I want to take it there with you. And I don't want you to assume that that's what comes along with taking me. And then I had another guy invite me on a trip. Like, I had mentioned on Instagram, like, oh, I want to do something. He was like, all right, where you want to go or whatever. And I was just like, I don't know. He was like, oh, well, I can go ahead and plan whatever trip you want right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, and he was dead serious. And I was just like, no,
yeah,
not doing it.
Yeah,
No.
I'm not going on no just random vacation with just anybody. Like I've had guys, offer me vacations too, and I'm just like, no, I'm good.
No, I had a guy in
this is
college.
like
The
I
first
don't
time
know
ever
you
happened
for
to me.
one. It's
Well,
like again
I've
for me,
known
it's comfort
people.
level. Like
I've known people. This guy, when I was in college, I'll never forget. He was just like a regular guy. He wasn't like in college or nothing. And we were broke. This is like probably right before I met my ex-husband. And like I had met him out one night at the club. And me and him were hanging together heavy. Like it was like 4 or 5 months. And he was like, I don't know why these niggas always want to take me on a cruise. I don't even like cruises. But he was like, I'm trying to go to this cruise to the Bahamas. Like I got a week. He was working at like some job. And so he got like a week off every month straight. He's like, so I have the whole week off. He was like, it's summer break. Like, why don't you come? And I was just like, not doing it. Like, it had been a few months. And I mean, I was perfectly comfortable hanging out with him, around Richmond and stuff. We had not had sex, but I was just like, we had been on several dates. He was really cool, but I was just like, I can't do it. So for me, if that hasn't happened, I don't care. I'm
Okay,
not
but
I
we're
don't
talking
care.
about vacation. So a vacation to me is you're with that person. Like that's your bae. Like that's your
I
dude.
think that men think that
Like
when they take a girl, I think that they consider it a
no, I'm
vacation.
not considering it a
For me, I
vacation.
don't. Well,
That's
first off,
just
I'm
a
not doing it.
vacation. But if we're speaking of vacations, like no, like
So
we're
what do you
dating,
define a
you with
vacation as?
a vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's my dude. Like him and I are in a relationship. Like we're going on a vacation. Like that's my dude. That's my bae. That's a vacation to
See,
me. A vacation to me isn't just going on going on a vacation with a dude. That's not a vacation to me. Because
I don't look at it that
I
way
don't
because
consider you my bae.
I
You're not
definitely
my
been out
bae.
the
You're not my
country with
babe.
people.
None of that. Like you're just a
Yeah, I don't.
friend. No. So it's
That's
just
different.
like
Is different. Like if I go on vacation with Kaiser or Ty, that's of course not a vacation, right? Like that's just me going on vacation with my friends, the same as you.
yeah.
I feel like when a guy is showing romantic interest in you and he takes you on a trip or y'all decide to do it together, I think that traditionally, well, this is my opinion, I think it's viewed as a vacation. Like because how many times do we sit around in these spaces with men and we don't have no title? And it's not you're not their boo, you're not their bae. Y'all are just hanging around. Y'all may just be humping, whatever it is, and it's not a real title. But when y'all go out of town, I don't think you'd argue like this ain't no vacation, this is just a vacation. Like first off, this is dumb because it's about the beginning of the word. But for me personally, I feel like when a guy that's showing romantic interest in me offers to take me somewhere or we agree to plan a trip together, to me that comes off as vacation,
No.
unless it's like my guy friend. And then it's like, of course not.
Oh,
Like
no.
we're just friends.
No.
So
So I mean, if I'm talking to a dude, like we're just talking, communicating. We may go on a couple dates here and there, and like, you want to go, to Miami next week. Okay, cool. That's not a vacation to me. A vacation to me is the literal bay word. Like I'm taking the front part of the word bay. Okay, that's my bay. Like I'm claiming this dude. Like that's my dude. That's a vacation to me. Like I'm not going on vacations with just someone I'm talking to. Like that's just a regular trip or vacation to me.
See, I feel like if you're sharing a room, to me, that's vacation vibes. Like I feel like if I could create a checklist as to what it includes, I feel like that if you're sharing a room now, if you give me a separate room, that's another thing that I do too.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you offer to take me somewhere, you offer for me to go somewhere and you don't want to get me a separate room, then I'm not going. Like for instance, Dara and I were telling a story about this crazy story, and I won't go in full detail, but one time we were out at a Redskins tailgate, just her and I tailgating or whatever. We met these guys and they were like literally within 30 minutes of knowing us, they're like, do y'all want to come to Miami with us next weekend? Me and Dar are drunk as shit. Of course we said yes. Of course we said yes. So dude handed us his credit card and we bought tickets to Miami in the parking lot of FedEx Field. And so we get sober the next day and both of us are like, bitch, no. Like the funny thing is I wasn't even in a relationship. I was fully single. I could have went. But I text dude and I was like, he was like, yeah, so, we're leaving at this time. Like this is where the house is at. It's in off Biscayne Bay. Like, blah, blah. I was like, house? He was like, yeah, we got a house and y'all can come stay. I said, if you're not getting me a hotel room, you're not going to see me. They weren't going to see me anyways, but I was trying to use that as the,
Yeah.
scapegoat reason because I knew they wasn't going to get a hotel room. I was like, if you're not getting me a hotel room, then no. To me, that's another, first off, I'm not going to no vacation to fucking Miami because that's just a trip. But secondly, for me, I look at it as like, if we're staying in the same room, that is also giving me like Baecation vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like if we're going to Vegas real quick for a weekend trip, okay, I can see that being like cool. But if we're making a trip and we're planning on going to Jamaica together, we got a room together, like all of that. To me, that still gives more Baecation vibes. You know what I'm saying? So for
I
me,
guess for me, like I'm not going on those type of trips if you're not my dude. Like I'm not just gonna go on those
well, I
type of trips
haven't been
with
on them
some.
either.
Yeah, I
But see,
haven't been
that's the
on
thing.
one, so
That's what
it's
I'm saying.
like
But for
other
me,
than
I
outside
guess
of like my boyfriends or whatever. So it's just like if we're, I mean, and I'm not saying
so
like you
that's
have to
not what
have
this
a
art. So
title or
yeah, so
anything
that's the
like
thing. That's
that,
not what
but
this
if
article was
we're
talking
not on
about.
that level where like it's we have an established situation where we know what it is, and there are romantic intentions and intimacy and things like that. Outside of that, it's like I'm not going on no trip or vacation with you anyway. So
So I think that's what this question is posing is that so you're saying there has to be a certain sort of status amongst y'all, whether it be boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever. And that's what the article is asking is that like is when you first meet somebody, is it too soon to go on a vacation? Because you see the Twitter feeds all the time where girls like, oh, I met this guy on Instagram. I had mentioned I was stressed out. He flew me out to where he was at. Then we flew to Jamaica and we've been together ever since. Like that technically to me would be considered a
well, I
vacation.
mean,
And
yeah.
and so that's what I'm saying. So for me, I would not do that. Like, I'm not gonna allow you to fly me out the country somewhere like that. Like, if you want to fly me to you and we kind of get to know each other or whatever, like that's cool. But when you start planning a trip where it's like we're gonna go do this together, if we haven't had any sort of sexual intimacy, you can count me out. Like, I'm just
Yeah.
not gonna go because I'm not comfortable. So that's what
I
the
guess.
question
I
was.
mean,
How it was being posed was
oh, well,
like,
I guess I'm different then, because a vacation to me is I'm going with my boyfriend. I'm going with someone that we have an established,
right. So you're saying that
understanding.
basically for you, vacation is not happening until y'all have that established like boyfriend girlfriend type of
Yeah, like that.
relationship.
I know, like you're my person. Like we're together in some sense. Yeah, no, like but like
See, it
if
don't
a
have
dude,
to be
if I
that
was to
far
like
for
meet a
me.
dude on like Instagram, he was like, we talking here and there, and then he's like, hey, let me fly you out to Jamaica next week. I'm like, okay, cool. But to me, that's not a vacation to me. That's just like, okay, like we're still getting to know each other. I mean, I wouldn't do it because again, it's about comfort level, and then the
Mm-hmm.
status of that relationship with that person, that connection and that bond you have with that person. So I wouldn't do it, but I mean, I guess there are women who do it, and I mean, I
Yeah.
guess they're
Oh,
considering
hell
these
yeah.
vacations. I
They
guess
are.
I mean
They
my
are.
definition is different than clearly social media. So
Well, I think, yeah, that's the thing is I think social media is just considering it to be like any sort of trip you're taking with a romantic partner. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be, a boyfriend. It doesn't have to be like an established relationship. It can be, somebody that you just met like a couple weeks ago. Y'all are hanging out, you
or
go.
maybe it's like the intention, like, okay, like, am I going on this trip with the intention that this person is going to become, someone I'm going to be in a relationship with? Then, okay, I can see that being a vacation. But if
See,
I'm
I
just
just know so
going,
many people that do other things. Like I know, like for instance, my friend was planning a birthday trip back in March, and she knew her and this guy were just casually having sex. Like there was no
mm,
relationship, there was none of that. They were planning a trip for her birthday, and she's like, "I'm gonna invite him," and she was like, "Yeah, it'll be like a little vacation." But it's like there was no title, there was nothing. It was just they were literally hump buddies. Occasionally, they would, have sex like when it was convenient, and he said he wanted to go. Like she asked him like, would you be interested in going on this trip? And there was
mm-hmm.
no sort of mention of intentionality between them to become bays or booze or whatever the hell you want to call it these days, whatever y'all young people are saying. But yeah, I don't know, for me, I think I'm just not probably gonna let a man pay for a trip for me unless I know that one, we're like real actual friends, like just
Mm-hmm.
friends, like not even like he's friend zoned, like no, we're actual friends. One or two, unless we've had like some sort of sexual interaction, I'm not gonna go, because I will be damned if you try to lock me in a room. If you, we will be, both of us gonna go to jail in this other country. And if it's Mexico, I don't know who the hell gonna get us out. But I don't know. I was just curious because it just seemed to me like I was just seeing some stuff on Twitter that had me thinking about it, because like one of the responses was like, how soon is too soon for a vacation or something, and somebody was like, as soon as you, it's something about dude talking about the girl paying for it or whatever. And I think another determining factor is how y'all paying. Like if y'all are splitting it, then I can see what you're coming from about it not necessarily being a vacation. Like if we're splitting it, now if that's not your boo and y'all are splitting it, because I don't mind splitting a vacation, like that's whatever, like ain't nobody rich. But if you're splitting it with a guy and you don't have no real rapport with them, that's definitely not a fucking vacation to me. Like if it's just me and you, we just met each other, we want to we getting to know each other, and we decide we want to go get to know each other more in Jamaica or more in Mexico or more in the Maldives, like, and I'm paying my half and we're going 50-50 on this, that ain't no damn vacation. Right. And I definitely wouldn't, and I wouldn't share a room with them probably either. It would be like if we decide that while we're there, we want to hook up in somebody's room. For half, I'm gonna pay for my half of the room. And I F in a room and get my own. I think for me, that's the thing, is that I'm really big about, like, I need my space to be able to, like, when I don't know you like that, I need my space to be able to go into, like, have my own privacy. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to be able to be like, okay, I need a moment, because you know me, I've gone on dates that are just horrible. I mean, I think I have more hell dates than I have good dates. And so for me, it's like, what if I got there and that trip's a fucking hell vacation? Like, what do you do then, Ivy? Like, what the fuck do I do when I'm there? And the nigga starts acting like they act on one of these dates with me, and a whole like, no. I can't even imagine. So for me, I think it's a mixture of, I don't want to be pressured into feeling like I have to have sex with anybody. I don't want to be pressured into feeling like I have to hang out with somebody that I'm clearly not feeling anymore, or it gets weird. You start seeing how people get weird too when they start going places. Like when you travel with somebody, that's kind of make or break, because you start seeing like, oh, like, okay, he don't shower enough. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like weird little shit where you could be like, okay, you don't shower, like, we've been out in the sun all day. You just gonna sit your ass on the bed and not go take a shower? Like we have been out here sweating. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, look, sometimes it's like ignorance is bliss. It's a little bit like, the less I know right now in this space, the better. So I don't know it's necessarily a time period on it. I think you should do whatever you want. But for me, those are going to be my two things. Am I paying for it? And have we humped? Because if not, those are going to help me figure out whether or not I'm going on this trip at all. I'm not like, and if I don't know you that well, I'm not paying for half. No, I'm not paying for half if I don't know you that well. Like that's just not, no, we're not doing that. So,
because I feel like, no, what is a vacation? Like, what does it mean to y'all?
Yeah, what does a vacation mean to y'all? Because I don't. It seems like to me, I really feel like it's like social media thinks it's like you go on a trip with anybody, like any nigga. I don't think that's the case. Like, but I see what you're saying. You're using it literally. You're saying I'm going on a vacation with my bae. So vacation plus bae, vacation.
Exactly. So when I say I want a vacation, I want to go on a vacation. That's with my man.
That's how I think I would typically define it as well. But I have been in situations where I've gone out the country and that wasn't like my boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, yeah, but I get. But
he eventually became your boyfriend.
Yeah, he did. But I mean, I don't even know. I probably need to consider it a vacation. Then I don't use these little cool terms y'all be using. I don't call no boyfriend, nobody. I don't call them bae. I don't give a little nickname. I don't really do all that shit. That's too cutesy for me. Like, I mean, okay, yeah, like I don't really do that. Like I don't like if I have a nickname for my man, it's never gonna be like bae, boo, like honey. I don't do none of those type of things. I'm really, you know me.
So what kind of nicknames do you be using?
They're they're very personal to the person. Like for instance, if the nickname I used with Justin was I called him Grandpa a lot because he reminds me of a grandpa. So I always call him Grandpa, and so that's. When I was with my ex-husband, I called him. What did I call him? It wasn't no bae or nothing like that. I know that. I don't use those words. Like I'm not a like, and I don't even, and it's not even like it's like a pet name more than it's like a term of endearment. It's just like, and I don't even mean to do it. Like it's not like I was like I'm gonna call you Grandpa. Like it wasn't like that. I just like you're a fucking, and it's literally like this. You're a fucking grandpa, and then it's like it just stuck, and I just be like, and I just say it.
So you be like, Grandpa, come here.
I be like, Grandpa, you ready? Like I'm not no bullshit.
You're so disrespectful.
No bullshit. I mean, like I'm
that is so disrespectful.
It's not though. It's like I mean, it's just like I mean, I don't know. like,
I guess
it'd be
just
like,
hearing it to me,
I'll be
it's just
like,
like,
I'm like, Grandpa, you ready?
you don't think that's disrespectful.
No, I think it's like, but he knows it's a term of endearment because I don't do this boo bae. You know, I mean, like,
Oh,
you know,
God, this is hilarious.
like he definitely called me name. I don't know. He used to call me boo, and I used to be like, because it's just like that's just. I don't know. I don't really do. I don't know. I'm very
Brittany's
weird,
not
y'all.
affectionate, y'all.
I am very affectionate, but it's like the shit gets weird. That's the thing about it is that I be wanting like that type of guy, but then when he do it, I be like,
It's like, oh, this weird.
back up,
Like,
what you doing?
yeah.
You doing too much. So I have a whole another problem with that, y'all. But like, no, I don't do those like bae and boo and stuff. I don't.
Like, you can only call me those names if I'm feeling you. Like, if I'm not feeling you, you call me
Yeah.
boo bae.
Bitch, if a
Pump the
nigga
fucking
calls me,
brakes, because who you
if you
talking
call
to?
me Brit and I don't like you, it's Brittany. It's
Right.
Brittany. Brit. You don't fucking know me. Don't double up shit over here.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm
I
very
gotta
much
be
like
feeling
that.
you for you to be able to call me that.
Right. I agree.
Otherwise,
I don't.
otherwise it's weird to me too. Because I'm like,
Don't
no,
be
don't do
weird.
that.
I
Don't
hate
be
when people
weird.
like, hey boo, like, no, I'm not your boo. Like,
Yeah.
shut up. I don't do that stuff really good. I'm not good with that kind of stuff, y'all. Don't be like me. This is why I be having the problems I have now.
And see, for me, it's like when I'm in a relationship, and if you call me anything other than babe, baby, whatever we've established,
Your nickname is
yeah, I'm like, we got a problem? What's up? You want to square up? You want some smoke? Like, what's up? Because like you just called me by my real name.
Mm-hmm. I saw you
Like,
post
do
that
we
on
have a
Instagram before.
problem?
Yeah,
Because
I'm not really. I'm not really like that. Like, I mean, I will say that one of the things that I will say, like my partners will say, is like, oh, we can tell when you're drunk because that's when you use those pet names. Those are the only
yeah,
times, and I'm like,
I've seen that with you. Yeah,
I was like, I don't really like that. So yeah. So I just So I mean, I don't do that. Like my nicknames for them are very, very truly personal to the
personal.
relationship.
Yeah,
Like I can't go to the next relationship and start calling
and
that nigga grandpa.
yeah,
Like it's not gonna it's gonna be because it's already weird enough that I call him grandpa. But like it just works because he's a young person that appears to be very cool and like he's a fucking grandfather at his core. And so it's like it's funny because I'm the one who's supposed to be older, supposed to be more grandma-ish, and he's truly the grandpa. So it's like I can't go to my next relationship and be like, oh hey grandpa. Like that's not gonna it's gonna be real if it's gonna be real weird. So no. So if y'all hear me out here calling y'all grandpa, y'all should be ready to fight me because it came from somewhere else, okay? But anyways, with that being said, I think we have one more topic. Oh no. I had another one. It deleted. Hold on. Where's my other topic? Hold up. I am so mad, y'all.
More than 3?
I have 4, but I had a fourth one. I can't remember. But this one, I don't even. Ivy, this is dead ass. Yes, I know what the fourth one was. It was shit. Hold on. Let me go to his Instagram because I know that it's the same person. Hold on. But anyways, while I'm doing that, so Ivy, today. So on Instagram, minding my business, I've been trying not to take a whole lot of topics and stuff from Instagram and social media. I've been trying to like get more of my topics just from everyday life and things that I've been experiencing. But this one comes directly from Instagram. Young man was at Waffle House. Shows a picture of his Waffle House sitting on the counter. There's 2 apple juice boxes and plastic silverware. And he captions the photo, plastic utensils only, plastic utensils and juice boxes only. So basically he's saying, I'm not going to use your cups. I'm not going to use your straws. I'm not going to use your utensils because he perceives them as unclean and unhealthy and dirty. Black folks, come to the front of the congregation. We need to have a moment. It is only us that is doing this, okay? And by us means it ain't me and it's not her. It's y'all. Okay, it's only y'all that's doing this. If you eat at a restaurant and their silverware is not clean, neither is their cookware. Right. Neither is the spatula that they scrambled your eggs with. Right. Neither is the pan. None of it's clean. The plate that you're eating on, not clean. And it wasn't like he got it packaged to go. It was on a plate. You know what I'm saying? So it's not clean. Black folks. So can we have a discussion about this? Because I'm really tired of seeing y'all ghetto asses do this. And I'm gonna call y'all ghetto and I'm gonna stand on the 10 tones down on this. Y'all are ghetto because this does not make sense. And the argument I've had people say is, oh, well, people don't put their mouths on on the plates and the stuff. But they do put their fork that goes into their mouth on the plate. And like, I don't understand how that. And Waffle House, let's call Waffle House what it is. Them niggas scramble your eggs with a fork. And that's the same fork that somebody at some point put in their damn mouth. So if the fork is not clean, they're scrambling your eggs up. It doesn't make sense, Black people. If the silverware is not clean, if you perceive the restaurant as unclean, don't go there. It does not make sense. And to me, it's always on people that like, ew, you gonna eat that? You gonna eat off it? Yes, the fuck I am. Because if the cup is not clean, then neither the hell is the plate, neither is none of the other stuff. I don't understand it. So someone help me understand, because I had an experience recently where I went with someone and we were at a breakfast restaurant and they dead ass asked for a cup of water. And I was just like, I was panicking because I'm like, why do we do this? Why do we Black people do this? I'm not saying white people or other races don't do it, but I don't be hanging out with white people or other races. So in my mind, it's only us, because that's the only people I know that do this. Help me understand, Ivy, because I do not understand. Have you ever had a valid explanation?
I don't, because I don't get it. Because like you said, like, if the place is so unclean and you don't feel comfortable eating off the silverware and the dinnerware, why the fuck are you eating there?
Yep.
Because they gotta wash the same dishes in the same sink the same way. Like, you think because they cooking on it is more clean than what they're serving it on? Like, make it make sense. It's not adding up.
I agree with you 100%.
Like,
it's not. Something's not adding up.
And we all like, and we all say like, oh, Waffle House, they ain't clean, but they food good. Okay, but we still gonna eat off the fork or whatever the case may be. Like, it may not be the the cleanest, but at the same time, it's just like you watch them make it. Like, you don't actually see them like where they pull the silverware and stuff from, but you can actually watch them make your food. That's all I care about. As long as you ain't spitting in my food, as long as your hair ain't flying out,
right?
That's why you say
you gotta be more worried about it too flying out at Waffle House than you do anything else.
That's why you say your grace. Pray over it and
ask God to do it. Like, I want us to stop, Black people. I want us to stop. I'm tired of us. I don't want us to keep doing this.
It's ghetto. It's embarrassing.
It's very much giving ghetto. It's very much giving. I've never been anywhere. Exactly. I've never been anywhere that like to me. It's like, even if you have been places, it's giving me very much like.
And if your silverware isn't clean, send it back.
And let's talk about some of the backgrounds in y'all houses and them dirty ass mirrors y'all be taking pictures in.
And them dirty
y'all out here worried about y'all here worried about some damn Waffle House food.
Clean your stove.
And clean your fucking stove.
Clean your microwave out.
Yeah. Damn spaghetti sauce in there from the fucking beginning of the pandemic, and you out here worried about Waffle House. It's the audacity that some of you niggas have for me, okay? Like, y'all be worried about the wrong stuff. Background of y'all damn Zoom meetings be looking like a damn, I don't even know what. Goddamn curtains up. Got sheets up at the wall as at the windows as the damn curtain, and you worried about Waffle House silverware. Like,
why are you even eating at Waffle House if you care that much? Like.
Okay, that's the thing.
And I feel like the food is delicious
just for attention, just to like look at me like I'm so much better than this.
And guess what? Like, so why the fuck you eating there when you don't even trust it?
I want to tell y'all something about Waffle House.
You trust the food, but you don't trust what you eat.
Exactly. I know I come off as a perception of I need certain things in my life and that men have to bring certain things to the table, and they do. Don't get it confused. But I am the type of woman, y'all want to impress me, invite me on a fucking date to Waffle House. I would be thrilled. And I mean that from the bottom of my soul. Cracker Barrel, yes, I would be happy about that. But Waffle House is top fucking notch. We can go on a whole damn date for $22, $20 to $22, because you know to change every time, because every calculator
they don't never be the same. I don't care what you get. It's never the same.
Every calculator is calculating different at Waffle House. So the date is going to be
calibrate them calculators.
You do. It's $20 to $22. And I'm going to get my All-Star special, and I'm going to be fucking happy. Let's just say Waffle House is amazing. It's top notch. And y'all want to go in there because y'all know the food is good, but y'all want to act like y'all are better than that. I don't need to go in there and do that. Guess what? If it's a little crust left on that fork, God is going to have to do what he's going to have to make it do with that crust on the fork. Because my ass, I'm probably going to suck it right off the fork with my damn hash browns. I want y'all to cut this shit out. Y'all know Waffle House is good and y'all know y'all want to go there. I'm sorry.
If you gotta do all of that, you don't need to eat at the place.
Just stay at home. Stay at home with your nasty ass forks at home.
Right,
worry about
you
that.
Don't know what they're
forks
doing
at home
to the
be
food.
dirty.
in the kitchen. Like, if you can't see it, you don't know what's going on. At least you can see what they're doing in your food at Waffle House.
Yep, I agree with you 100%. Couldn't have said it better myself. But this last topic, I want to frame it because I sent you the post or whatever. So I want to frame it because I keep seeing this and it's irritating me, right? So a lot of business owners have been posting this meme from Instagram lately that says, title says $500 client. And this is the response that the $500 client is giving to the business owner. I just feel as though with this investment I'm about to make in you, that we should understand how our lives are about to change. And I need results, and you need to bring them. And I'm entrusting you with our livelihood and lives. Then it goes, second title, $50,000 client. And their only response is money sent, thanks. So what these business owners are trying to frame here is that the client that pays more has less questions. They just send the money. They don't ask any questions, whatever. The client that has that's spending less with them has more questions, and they're making it more clear as to what their expectations are.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, as a business owner, this is off-putting to a potential customer. And I say that because usually when someone is spending $500 versus $50,000 with you, they are in two different places in their life, right? So seemingly a person that is spending $50,000 with you probably has that $50,000 to spend. And it's probably not as big as a deal to them as that $500 may be to somebody who really is a small business, who is maybe they're trying to start. You're building a website, and you're doing some basic coding for a website for them or something for 500, and then it's not very built out, and then you have a $50,000 client, you're doing their website as well, but it's much more involved, right? If someone has $50,000 to spend, in my mind, I feel like there's a little they understand the risk that comes with that a little differently than 500. And I think it's about it being the subjective part of it, being that my $500 to me right now is very, very important. So if I'm spending $500 with a business, I am going to ask questions, because that $500 could very well be make or break for my business. If I go in and spend $500 on this podcast or on my event planning business, I am going to have all the questions, because that could mean that if this does not work out, I don't have the money to host my website, for the rest of the year. I can't pay for recording software. I can't pay to get my podcast episodes edited. This $500 really may be a big deal breaker, and really may be a big deal in my business, because we don't often come up on a $500 that is just there to do something new with, right? Versus a $50,000 client that they're probably more profitable. The $50,000 probably feels more like the $500.
Mm-hmm.
It probably feels more like $500 to them, assumingly, that they're spending. And I think that it's fair that the person that has more risk, which is that smaller client with that lower price tag, I think it's fair that they ask more questions. But I just want to know you, because you're not a business owner, you are a consumer.
Mm-hmm.
How do you look at it when you see this post? Do you find it off-putting, or am I being sensitive because I am a business owner or whatever? How do you look at this?
I was a little confused when I first read it, because I was like, what is this getting at? I guess because like the $500 client, it was just too wordy for me.
Mm-hmm.
But once you broke it down, I could absolutely see where you're coming from, like how
Mm-hmm.
it can be off-putting. But I could also see what they're saying as far as like the $500 client versus the $50,000 client. Like the $500 client, yeah, they have more questions. Whereas the $50,000 client is like, okay, I sent the money, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I'm gonna do my research before I give anybody my money anyway. I'm gonna vet you to the core, make sure
Right.
that once I send you this money, that I'm comfortable.
I'm not getting
it,
scammed.
that I can just be comfortable letting this money go. Because
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're more of the $500 client,
We are.
I need to hang on to every dime I have, but it's like, okay, but I'm gonna do extensive research on my own. I may have some questions for you, you know, but I'm not gonna make it to the point where it's like, oh, like, well, before I give you my money, I need to know this, I need to know that. It's just like, okay, like I've done this research, but I have a couple more questions. Like, can you like help clarify this or whatever? And then it's like, okay, money sent. Thank you. I'm more so like, whether it's, I don't care how much I'm spending. I'm gonna do my research. I'm gonna like, okay, I just sent you the money. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like,
yeah.
It's like I see both sides of it.
And I see both sides of it. I definitely have been.
I definitely see how it's more off-putting than
Yeah,
the
and
other
you
side
know,
of it.
there's definitely been times where I've said to you, like, oh my God, this person is booking my cheapest package and they're getting on my nerves and they want the absolute most for the littlest amount of money. Yes, I've been there. But that's a conversation that I have between you and I. And I'm still okay with answering questions because I understand that, you know, I think my most expensive event planning package is about $2,500, right? So I understand that $2,500 to two people could mean two different things. Like to some people, it could be like, okay, that's 2,500, whatever. To other people, it could very well be like, girl, what? Oh no, that takes me, you know, 2 years to save up. Like I'm not just gonna throw that out the window, blah blah blah. So it's like for me, you got to understand where people are coming from because when you post shit like this, it looks like you don't understand that, you know, everybody is different. You know, here's the thing. I have different experiences than you, right? So if you go open up a business tomorrow, you might be asking different questions that I might not ask. We might be booking the same package for a website with somebody, right? But because I have different experiences with having been a business owner longer than you, I might be a little bit more willing to let go of $500 than you because you have you're like, well, is that really what it should cost? Like, is that normal? Let me do some research. I've already done the research and I've talked to my friends and I've been in the industry and I've just been thinking, I know I got to pay $500 for that. That's the going rate for this. So I'm like, when I inquire with you, I'm inquiring with the intent that I'm putting down my deposit tomorrow. Where you may still be in a fact finding role where you're like, okay, let me see what this looks like. Let me get an idea. Let me get some quotes. Like people got to stop because you don't know where somebody's at in their, you know, in the decision to actually purchase something, right? And then I've seen people like, don't even ask me no questions until the invoice is paid. Like I understand that you don't want people asking you to do work before the invoice is paid, but people are entitled to ask questions to understand what their services are, to get a clear understanding of what is the scope.
Clear. Like, because a lot of these,
let's not even talk about some of these
business owners are not very clear in anything that's written up on their website. So it's like, huh, like. But you just said this a couple of bullet points ago.
Girl, let's talk about these hairdressers are a perfect example. These hairdressers are a perfect example. I did a hairdresser, got a hairdresser to do my hair like a new girl or whatever. Said that your appointment is not on my calendar until the deposit is paid. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I make the appointment on her calendar and I send her a DM and I'm like, hey, how do I make my deposit? Like immediately. I didn't wait. I was like, how do I make my deposit? Hours go by, hours go by, hours go by. My appointment is the next day. Hours go by. So I'm like, hey, how do I make my deposit? Hours go by, hours go by, hours go by. So it's like literally like 11 o'clock. I'll say 10 o'clock at night now, right? My appointment is the next day at 10 a.m. So it's like, I need to know, girl, do I have an appointment or not before I drive out there, all of this shit. So I ended up finding a phone number on her website hidden somewhere. And I was like, hey, sorry to text so late, but like, I need to know, how do I pay my deposit? Oh, you don't have to pay a deposit because it took your card. Your card is on file when you made the appointment. Girl, that's not what your booking information said. Your booking information said at the very top line in bold, no deposit, no appointment. You didn't say if you put your card number in when you're booking, like to secure your appointment, that doesn't require a deposit. None of that. Like she literally said a deposit needs to be sent to Cash App. That's literally what it said. So I'm like, you know, and that's not uncommon for these hairstylists. It'll say like hair must be blow dried out, blah, blah, blah. Then it gets down there like, oh, if you want your hair washed, you got to do something. Like, it's not really, or no, I don't wash hair. You got to come with your hair blow dry. But then you'll go down to the, you know, you'll go get ready to book the service and it'll be like, includes wash, blow dry. You know, it's like, okay, so what is going on here? It's not clear. Like, it's so common, especially in the hair industry and in the beauty industry, hair, lashes, brows, all of that. Ladies, get you somebody to write your copy for you. Get you somebody you're a hairstylist. We can't all be good at everything. I don't even write my own copy for my own event planner. Well, I did write my copy, but I had someone edit my copy for me for my event planner website and I write for a living, right? You can't be amazing at everything. And if you're good at being a hairstylist, there's a chance that maybe you're not the best writer. Maybe you're not the best communicator. Maybe you take what you wrote in there and you run it past your friends and say, hey, girls, does this make sense? If you saw this, what would you think? You
Now,
know,
it's
and then
clear
maybe,
some of y'all do not be proofreading. Ain't nobody else who
no,
looked it over, because I be reading some of this. I'm like, what?
what?
Like, the
It's the
grammar is jacked
grammar.
up. The spelling is all wrong.
All
I'm
off,
like,
no
I
subject
know.
verb agreement. I'm like, and it's like, and then the hair be looking so damn cute, but you be like, I
Right.
don't know if I want these problems because y'all be the main ones that hit you with the hey boo. And you already
Mm-hmm.
know when you get the hey
Hey,
boo, your
boo.
hair's not getting
Bounce
done. Your
back.
hair's not getting done that day.
Right.
So it's like, you know, you gotta be careful because you just don't be knowing what you're gonna get into. But business owners, we owe ourselves I guess a responsibility. We have responsibility to our clients, not even just to ourselves, but to our clients, to try to make this stuff clear and to be helpful with answering questions. There's nothing wrong because hairstylists are another one. They don't be wanting to answer questions. Read my frequently asked questions. Bitch, I did, and it doesn't say it in there. And your illiterate ass doesn't realize that the question that I'm asking is not the question that is up there. I'm asking something different. And so don't be stank about people asking questions. People are spending their money with you. I know that, like, because especially with hairstylists, I know that because, you know, y'all end up, you know, having clients that pay $400 or $500 for wigs and getting them sew-ins and stuff, that when I come along and I want my little silk press for $100 or $75, that you don't really be wanting to answer my questions. But this is my hard-earned money. I don't have some scammer or drug dealer paying for me to get no bundles in my hair.
Right.
This is my money coming out of my pocket. So I'm entitled to ask questions. So stop acting so annoyed and unprofessional about stuff. It's nothing wrong with people having questions. They're doing their due diligence. Then y'all would be mad if they showed up and they didn't ask a question about something, it wasn't clear, and then
Like,
it's
girl,
not
why
what you
you
need.
ain't asked?
Right, exactly.
Because your
Girl,
website
why
made
you,
it seem like I couldn't ask you shit.
no questions, no,
That's
they'll hit you quick,
right.
no DMs, no
No,
text, no nothing.
right.
Bitch, can I say anything to you? Like, no, don't speak to me when you walk in. Like, you can't, like, they be having so many
That's why I
rules.
avoid those types of styles. I
Yeah,
don't
me
care
too.
how good your work is. I don't care how
Mm-hmm.
cheap your prices are. I will go and pay whatever, just for the comfort,
Of
just to feel
having
comfortable.
professionalism, you
Yeah,
know, and
and
that's so
then
true. Because even with the girl, the braid girl that you referred me to,
mhm,
like, she was like, you have my number, why don't you text me? I said, because I'm so used to these stylists being like, do not call me, do not text me, do not ask me any
right.
questions. Like, and she was like, no, I'm not like that. And I know that she's not when I go there, but I don't know how she feels about people texting her phone. Because, like, she texts me, you know, they don't even be trying to text you or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, like, to let you know about your damn appointment. So you don't even it's the day of the appointment, nobody's around, you don't even have nobody to call, you just sitting there looking stupid. So like with Vicky, it's like she'll be like, well, why don't you text me and ask me, you know? And I'm like, because I try to respect people's business. I try to assume that you don't probably want me texting you just any old day asking you out the blue, do you have an appointment? Like, you have a scheduling system for a reason. So, you know, whatever. But you're right, you gotta avoid them people
Okay, I'm
because
gonna do.
every
I'm gonna
time.
text you.
See, I don't really be texting. I don't really be
Like, so
texting.
the girl who did my hair, like, she had did my hair once. Like, she's only done my hair one other time, and that was
Mm-hmm.
probably like in March. But she had sent out this email and was like, "Hey, if you want to book like a color or a cut for July, text this number or whatever." But it's like, let me go on the website. So I went on the website. She didn't have any availability for color, so I just text. I'm like, "Hey, like, I got an email where you were like, if you're looking for an appointment for like color or cut in July, then text this number." So I was like, so I'm texting you. I said, but if I need to go on the website, then I apologize. And she was like, oh, no, you fine. She was like, but you late. Because, I mean, she had sent the email like a month ago, whatever. And I
Mm-hmm.
had just like, let me go back and look. But she was
Mm-hmm.
like, she was super chill about it. We laughed it off or whatever. And like, she was like, okay, she was like, what you looking to get? So I told her. And she was like, okay, well, I can do it this Monday. And I was like, I can't do it this Monday. Like, I'm going to be out of town. She was like, okay, well, I can do it this other day. I was like, I can't do that. And then so I was like, you know what? I said, I'll just, wait and I'll just book another. I'll just, book when I
Book when
know
your
my,
schedule
my
opens up or
schedule is more
whatever. Yeah.
open. And she was like, well, what days can you do? Or whatever. I was like, I can't do Mondays right now. And then, but I was like, but I can do these dates. And one of the dates I sent, it happened to be like a Monday. She was like, well, this day is a Monday. I was like, oh, I said, well, I can do that Monday. I said, I just
Mm-hmm.
can't do any other Mondays that you were asking about. I said, but if I need to wait, I said, I can just wait till August or something like that too. She was like, okay. She was like, well, I can do the Monday that you said you were available or whatever. So I was like, okay, cool. So, because I was like, I don't want to like be difficult to work with or
Right,
anything like
right.
that. So
Especially
she
if
was
she
like,
putting color in your
yeah.
hair.
So she was like, and I mean, and Mondays aren't even those are her
Her
off days. So
days,
she came
yeah.
in to actually do my hair. So I was like, you know what? Like, so I like people like that. It's like, I
Mm-hmm.
kind of like vet them out to just make sure, like, okay, like, if I feel comfortable with you, I get a good vibe from you. I'm like, okay, cool. like my nail tech, I'll text her. I'm like, hey, like, can you let me know if you
Now
have
my
any
nail
cancellations?
Now my nail tech, I cancel her. I text her ass. She is literally like my friend. Like she texts me every holiday, everything. Like I text her ass any time of day. My nails broke, Jenny. Fix it.
Right.
I'd be like, the nail that you fixed is re-broke. Fix it. And so
Like
her,
I'll
she's
sit there, I'm
different,
like,
but
hey,
I've been
can
going
you
to her
do
for
this
6
nail
years.
design? Like it ain't even my time for my appointment. I'm like, can you do this? And she's like, yeah, or can you get this so I can do this nail design? She's like, I'll look into it for you. Like I'll be texting people. My lash girl, I used to text her like, hey, like, can I come in this day? Can I come in that day? Can I reschedule? And usually I'd be like, you gotta go on the website to reschedule. But I was like, if I got your number, if you didn't text me and I got your number, I'm gonna text you back.
Yeah, so Jenny, that's how I've been going to Jenny for 6 years though. So it's like, and she had told me like several years ago, like just text me because I don't be wanting to call and make appointments. So she was like, just text me. So I started
even with
texting
Vicky,
her.
I would be like, hey Vicky, like, do you have any cancellations?
I remember you told me that, and she was like, why don't you ever text me? I'd be like, because I be trying to respect you. You said this is your availability. I go on the calendar, there's nothing there. I'm assuming it's not. But
once you send me a text message, I got your number. It's a wrap. Like, I'm sorry.
You finna text. Like, what's
I'm finna
up?
text.
I'm not mad though.
It be working in my favor.
Yeah, and it's not, and you're not being rude or nothing.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm never rude about it. I'm like, if I need to go online, like, let me know. I apologize or whatever. But I just wanted to see, like, if you had like any cancellations, could you let me know? Things like that. And like they'd be like, okay, yeah, girl. And then like they like and some people like clients like that because some people would just cancel and then get mad when they can't book another appointment. It's like, well, you already booked up. It was like, okay, well, all you got to do is just ask if I got a cancellation. Like, you know,
that's
but
true.
I think
I need to text Vicky that tonight.
Yeah.
Vicky, do you have a cancellation?
Yeah, so it always worked for me. So I just keep doing it. I'm just like, oh, if you get mad, then I just know, okay, I can't go to you no more. Like I just found somebody else.
Right. Like seriously. But yeah, that's all I want to say about that. I know we rarely talk about the small business stuff. So I just thought it was important to kind of bring that up, to y'all a little bit because I guess we need to get back to talking about small businesses a little bit more sometime soon. But with that being said, y'all, this is the episode. Hopefully, y'all get this episode this coming Monday, and then after that, bear with us while we figure out the next time we're going to record because we got a lot going on. We will figure it out and we're going to get y'all an episode. But Ivy, do you want to add anything before we go?
Nope, I'm good. Just like, share, comment, subscribe.
Everything that she said, y'all. Thanks for listening and start watching this damn YouTube, please.
Yes,
y'all beg for it.
These numbers up.
Yes, come on. Y'all ask for it. YouTube.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for listening. Bye.